Hey guys, coming at you with a deck profile. I made an Naturia Beast build a while back, but wasn't too good honestly, so I made some changes to it and I came up with this. I'm going to be calling it Formula Naturia because there's a lot of 1-stars in this deck and it's really efficient at summoning Formula Synchron among other things. So it's pretty fast and it's pretty consistent. Alright, so here you go. First up, you got 1, 2, 3 Graveros. Sorry, new sleeve's a little sticky. So, basically, what this card does is it can, for a plant reveal, you keep it on the field like any Quagimaru. 4 stars, 1900 beater. But what makes him great is the fact that you can dump a level 3 or lower monster from your deck to the graveyard each of your standby phases. This is amazing for plants simply because of the fact that at the cost of a reveal, you can dump exactly what you need into the graveyard at any time. It's very, very frustrating for people to get over this card because it's a 1900 attack, and you're not getting those extremely inconsistent mills with Raikos. It's really frustrating because you will mill so many of your best spells and traps, and instead, what you can do now is dump the monsters you definitely want in the graveyard and keep the spells and traps to draw into later, which you're also thinning the deck for, so you'll draw into much faster. So, it's a wonderful card in any plant deck, and this one, it's definitely an all-star. And for the Naturia stuff, you're coming up, it's 3 Naturia bamboo shoots. Again, if you tribute a Naturia monster that's face up on the field, there's plenty of targets in this deck for that. Your opponent cannot activate spells or traps. He cannot be bottomless because it's a continuous effect, so chances are he'll stay on the field for at least a couple turns. And if the quicker you get it out, the quicker you can shut down your opponent from making any really big plays. Next up, some standard plant stuff. You got 1, 2 Lone Fires. Again, tribute himself or anything else on the field for any plant type from your deck, so can't not run that in a plant deck. Double Sniffus. He is, I don't see a lot of people running him, but I mean, he really is an all-star in any plant deck. Basically, 1-star tuner, beast type, earth, and you contribute 1 plant on the field to destroy 1 face-up card. And on top of that, when a plant is destroyed by battle, you can special summon him from your graveyard. And he's removed later. So he's kind of like a 1-star Plague Spreader zombie, but with an additional effect that can be used later. And he's great for Formula Synchron because you have so many tokens. And, you know, for those tokens, you got your Double Dandelion. Dumped easily with Graveros, so that's definitely an instant plus. Next up, Naturia Pineapple. Now, if you don't know what he does already, basically a Treeborn Frog for Naturias. You have to have only plants and beast types in your graveyard, though. And he's just really wonderful with Bamboo Shoot, just really efficient. And, you know, again, just constantly dumped. Also good for Synchro material if you're trying to get up something high. Double Pumpkin. Naturia Pumpkin. This is like the Bogart Knight of the archetype. Level 4, what you can do is when he's normal summoned and your opponent has a monster on the field, you can special summon from your hand a Naturia level 4 or lower Naturia monster. So that can go into instant Barkion or Landois when Landois comes out. And next you got your other Naturias. You got double Cosmo Beat, 2-star tuner. Basically, his effect is used sometimes, usually on a first turn. When your opponent normal summons, you can special summon this card from your hand. On those rare occasions where you draw into both of them, you can special summon both off of that effect. So he's pretty useful as far as his effect, but mostly it's just a target for Pumpkin and Bamboo Shoot. Rose Whip. It's a 3-star tuner, and 1700 defense, hard to get over, and his effect is actually pretty good. Your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap per turn, so if you're ever in a bind, he's great to set, because then it keeps them from making too big of combos, or, you know, activating, like, you know, 3 or 4 spells and traps. So, he's quite annoying. And also, again, a great target from Pumpkin. And when Landoise comes out, that's going to be an instant Landoise because it's going to be 7 stars. Now, this is my Glow Up Bulb proxy. I would like to run Naturia Cherry somewhere in this deck, but I don't have any room at the moment. But if you don't know what Glow Up Bulb does already, basically, just a 1-star tuner, send a top card from your deck to the graveyard, you know, special summon them. That's only once per duel, though. And staple in any plant deck. Spore. Again, same thing. 1-star tuner, staple in any plant deck, and you have to remove from play a plant type, and he gains the levels. He is so amazing with Bamboo Shoot. 6-star tuners in a deck that is full of tokens and stuff. So, again, any plant type it's good with, but just with Bamboo Shoot, he does a lot of work in this deck. 1 Titanial, because, again, it's Titanial, 2800 beater. Opponent can target anything. I just can't see no plant deck not running that. 1 Raikou. I know I said I didn't run the Raikou engine, but I need to run 1 just because you need that occasional mill when you don't have a Gravarose. And the mills are much better with Raikou, especially late game, because especially early game, because you do run a decent amount of monsters in this deck. And he's also a target for the next card coming up, and that is Super Nimble Mega Hamster. Now, Raikou's only an additional target, but also Mega Hamster works with our pal Sniffus, because Sniffus is a beast type, and when he's set, you can get an instant Naturia Beast off this because they're both Earth. So it's a quick play, and it just works because your opponent runs into it, they lose a little life points, and then later get out Naturia Beast or pop something with Raikou. And now for spells, we have 2 Pot of Avarice. You mill very efficiently with this deck, so you're going to play this a lot more often than you think, simply because of the fact that you're always milling the monsters and not really your other spells and traps. The other thing too is that you don't have to run 3 of them simply because you're not going to mill 1 or 2 of them, because you're not milling very much with this deck except for that 1 Raikou. So this is an instant plus, and it can recycle whatever you need to send back to the grave again with Gravarose. Double Miracle Fertilizer. This card right here is like 2 extra Reborns, basically. You're not normal summoning a lot with this deck outside of stuff like Pumpkin and maybe the Hamster. So it's just really efficient because, yeah, you lose that normal summon, but you gain anything from your graveyard, and Gravarose will send whatever monster you want from your deck to the graveyard. So, yeah, what can I say? 2 free Reborns in a deck? That's great. 1 Swords of Revealing Light. This card works so well with Gravarose because if they do have something bigger than Gravarose, you can literally stall them out and still mill whatever you want from your deck to the graveyard using his effect. So, quick dumps to the grave, and on top of that, they can't attack. So, this is an annoying card to get over. Foolish Burial, you know, get whatever you need into the grave. 1 for 1, you're running 4 1-stars, there's always going to be a target in your deck. Dark Hole, staple. Monster Reborn, staple. Trunade, staple. 1 MST, I should be running 2, but honestly, you negate so much stuff with this deck with Bamboo Shoot. Well, you don't negate, you can prevent them from activating with Bamboo Shoot. Barkion and Beast will negate anything else. So, you know, just that 1, just in case you have that 1 back row that's bothering you, like you're afraid to summon Bamboo Shoot or something off of it. And now for traps, you have 1 Solemn Judgment, because it's Solemn Judgment. 1 Torrential Tribute, because it's Torrential Tribute. 1 Mirror Force. 1 Trap Stun. And the 1 Deep Prison for, you know, stupid stuff like Stardust. And you don't want to... That's the only reason I'm running only 5 traps in this deck, is simply because of the fact that you are running that, you know, Naturia Pineapple, which is sort of like Treeborn Frog, and it can interfere with it, sort of like how Formula Monarchs usually don't run traps, or they run a minimal amount. And I guess I should go into my extra deck a little. So first up, you have your trademark Bellsprout tokens. I love Bellsprout. And now for the actual extra deck, you have Formula Synchron. I need more of these. I only have one. I should be running 2. So 3 Formula Synchrons. 1, 2, 3. 1 Armory Arm because it's Armory Arm and you can get the Colossal Fighter or TK off of that. 1 Cataster. Just 1 Beast. I was running 2 but I didn't have enough room. Double Barkion. Just great in this deck. You got Bryanak, you got your Yugioh, and Black Rose Dragon. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon because Gravekeepers just, you know, hate this card. Only 1 Stardust, I didn't have any room, and honestly I don't see him using as much this format. Again, still good, but not good enough. Colossal Fighter because it's Colossal Fighter. You can get the Armory Arm OTK, and just 1 Shooting Star. Because you can actually get him out pretty easy in this deck. You can get Formula Synchron off pretty easily, and then just go and Stardust that turn. So, yeah, great card. And again, I mean, how many tuners are you running in this deck? Probably trying to count off my head right now, but you're running somewhere around 8 tuners. 8 tuners in this deck. So, when you do his effect, you will get, because of the fact that you can send stuff back with Avarice, you will get 2 or 3 extra attacks off of his effect. So yeah, that's the deck list. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, hit me up. Thanks for watching.